Good evening, Anambra. How are we today? I hope we are all fine. Now, the essence of this video is for us to just look into a few issues as pertaining to the new legislature put together by the Anambra state government. Now, the new legislature is sets up something known as Agunechemba. I personally believe it to be a revamping of what the state security architecture used to be like. They just want to revamp it and probably expand and probably equip the officers of the state under the state employ. Okay, and they will also try to work with the federal security architectures. It was put together because of the situation that is currently being seen in the state, that is Anambra state. First of all, let us look into the history of some of these security architectures. There are some aspects of this that is concerning to those who are observers in this particular situation. Okay, now, while every person of good conscience, of course, we want the security of the states, I say here, while we will want security to be at the top notch, antecedent from previous times shows that some of these architectures may be warring. And the reason for this is simple. Now, going back just a few years ago, not very long, just a few years back, there was a situation in the Southeast where there was a lot of insecurity. Okay, so the Southeast governors, they came together and put together what was known as the Southeast Security Network. Now, this followed up after what was known as the Southwest Security Network, also known as Amatokan. Okay, now the Southeast Security Network was put together by the Southeast governors. However, for one reason or the other, it didn't take long for that security architecture to go rogue. It went rogue. That is to say, the structure became undefined. The activities that they now employ themselves in, the mouth can hardly describe the atrocities these people carried out and are still carrying out, because eventually they are still there in the Southeast. The people as Ebubeagu, their activities of Ebubeagu has negatively impacted more than 20,000 Igbo people and counting till today. Impacted them in the angle of loss of life. The loss of lives that has been suffered from the activities of Ebubeagu, that is actually a Southeast security network, is unquantifiable. The loss of property, residences, businesses, they are still operating somewhere around that Anambra / Imo state boundary area. They are still there. Okay, so this is the worry with security architectures being set up. It is actually something that we are hoping, those who are observing are hoping that Agunechemba, as set up by the Anambra state government particularly, will not derail from their set down objectives. And that is what anybody of good conscience will actually want. If Agunechemba works properly, it will actually help in dealing with a lot of these issues, both some of the issue in Ihiala, which is actually a very, very serious issue, and some of the other activities that are going on in some other places in the state. Now, going to some of these issues, what is happening in Ihiala now? Some of these people now have formed bandit movements in some of these communities, such that they are keeping the communities hostage. It has been going on in Imo state for long, especially in also local government and Olu local government. It's been going on for long, but let me say that they are trying to now nip it in the bud in Imo state. It is the same thing that is playing out in Ihiala. Now, if you go to the other part of Anambra state, there is the issue of kidnapping, where some youth now think that kidnapping other people who are working is a lucrative business. Okay, so they are going into kidnapping. So there is an issue. Another issue is gangsterism. There's some gangsterism going on where you have youths that are senseless, when they go and take each other's lives over group membership and all those stupid things that they do over there. Okay, now I would say truthfully and frankly that what is going on in Ihiala can be stopped only by the people. I see some people coming and say, oh, bring the military. If the issues in Ihiala, for example, and also to an extent also are going to be nipped in the bud and stopped, it will take the local people giving up these boys. The issue is that the local people shield some of these guys doing this. Why? Because these guys present themselves to be secessionists. Whether you like it or not, the Igbo people will always side with anybody that appears to be secessionist. Take it to the bank. If it can bite you in the ear, but I will tell you, in fact, I will repeat it. The Igbo people will always side with anybody who appears to be secessionist. There will always be some favor and support towards such people. Now, these bandits in those places, they keep presenting themselves to be secessionists, and so some of the local people keep protecting them. That is the issue. That is the problem. I will tell these people in these communities to give them up. I'm an Igbo person telling people in those communities to give those boys up. Those boys are not secessionists. Those boys, they are holding you hostage in your own community. That is the truth of the situation. They are holding those communities hostage. They don't want anything coming in. They don't want anything going out, except you pay them first. That is banditry. The way those people are operating over there in Ihiala, that led to the death of some people who were trying to, bury their loved ones last time out. It was a case where those people did not pay the necessary amount and all that. They did not recognize those bandits properly. And those bandits went there and just eliminated some people. These things have been happening for a long time, especially in also an Olu local government that is boundary to that Ihiala. All those places are almost in the same area, okay? Now, the also people are starting to give up some of these boys. So these are the issues. We hope that whatever security architecture is being set up will face their objective and not become a killer squad like a bag, okay? So also those who are shielding these boys, those communities will not be able to develop. Nothing of essence will be able to go on in those communities. It can't develop. People can't go in and do business there. People can't develop the place because of the presence of those boys that don't allow others to breathe freely, okay? So this is coming from a place of concern. We pray that God will hear our prayers, even as we do our own human beings. Thank you for listening.
So, what does he have stopped growing by over information? Including now information in the safe with us. Now, what can I see? I'm not on any information. Now, so I'm winning. So I'm not on Anambra because you wouldn't do Ga Chi in Anambra. No operation Udo Ga Chi.